Hi Aries, welcome to your new moon in Aries card reading. I'm going to be reading from the Light Seers Tarot, and I have pulled an oracle card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. So, happy Aries season. This is your time of year. Spring is here, equinox happened. This is a time of blooming. This is a time of leadership. This is really a time when all of us kind of get into the groove of what you know of as life. We learn to stand up for what we need. We learn to speak up when we know there are things we have to say that need to be heard. And I think this is such a beautiful time of year for that, because of what's going on in the world, and also because, in times of crisis, we can always use a little bit of leadership. So I'm gonna get started with your card reading. The first card that I pulled for you is the Devil card. So, there is a temptation to go overboard. Maybe if you're quarantining and you are not usually at home, and you find yourself binging on a lot of TV, binging on a lot of quarantine snacks, if you have found that you've kind of lost your structure because of this different way of being, or if you are not fortunate enough to be at home and you still have to go into work, there might still be this feeling of a loss of structure, a loss of familiarity, and the temptation to do too much is very, very strong right now, especially for the people that are being called to be at work to do their jobs, because there's this feeling that everyone is relying on you. And while that may be very factual, that is not your truth. Your truth is not to carry the load for all of us. Your truth is not to sacrifice yourself to fulfill all the needs of a system that's crumbling. And so while you may be tempted to do too much, to give too much, to sacrifice of yourself, please don't lose sight of the fact that you have power. That the world may make you feel like, you're this powerless person that just is a victim to your circumstances, but the reminder here is that you have power, and that at any moment you can choose to reach out and take that power in the times that you feel like you can't control anything, or you don't know what's going on, or things are really chaotic. Like, we may not be able to change the things that are happening in the big scheme of things, but what we can do is we can always reach out and make that choice to just pause and take a breath and just kind of still ourselves in the moment of wherever we are. So that's the first card that I pulled for you. The next card that I pulled for you is the Five of Swords. So there are some changes that are happening. We've got the person where they are now. We can see on his face there's some struggle here. He's got something going on with his head. He's got this kind of guide here that's trying to whisper in his ear to let him know, hey, whatever it is you're thinking or feeling in this moment right here, this is temporary. This is where we need to go. This is where I'm guiding you. I'm guiding you to freedom. I'm guiding you to change. I'm guiding you to this higher version of yourself. But right now, your mind, because the Swords suit is all about the mind, the mindset, the way we think. Right now, your mind is really blocking you, just like that hand. Like, it's really stopping him from making this forward movement. So as you struggle, Aries, with feeling powerless, with feeling worn down, please remember that you have the ability to choose. And that you're being asked to choose the things that are for your highest good, but please know that you have guides, that there's magic in the universe that is trying to pull you into the direction of where you need to be. And we have this light here, and this person with their arms raised in triumph and happiness and joy. So that was your second card. Your third card is the Two of Wands. So we see a young lady here, and she's between the two wands, which is very symbolic imagery for Two of Wands, and the globe is here. So the world is literally at your feet, but you just need to make a choice, because as long as you are not choosing, you are stuck, because you're just sitting. So whatever choice you decide, there is no wrong choice, but this is a time that action needs to happen. So if you feel like you're being pulled between two things, just really, try not to get caught up in that negative mindset. If you can take some time to meditate, to call on your guides, to journal, to talk to a trusted friend, that's going to help you to find the action that you need to take. It's not necessarily that this person you talk to, or your guides or your intuition, is going to tell you, oh, choose this path or choose that path. You're going to get the information that you need to make your own decisions, because Aries, you are very independent people. You don't like to be told what to do, and you don't need to be told what to do. This is not an issue of the inability to make a decision. It's just there's a trickiness about which way to decide, because there's a lot of chaos going on for you right now. There's a lot of chaos going on for everyone. But ultimately, whatever choice you make is the right choice for yourself, but you're just being called to take action at this time. So the Sacred Rebels card that I pulled for you it's such a beautiful card. It's the number 20, which is the year that we're in. And this card's message is softly, softly, the tender touch. And so we can see she's got her hands near her mouth in this prayer position. There's so much light. There's light over her third eye chakra. There's light coming out of her crown chakra. There's so much sacred geometry and beauty in this. And Aries, you have a tendency as the ram to kind of take the really headstrong approach with things. That might even extend to the point that, you are kind of beating yourself up about not making a choice. But the message, the oracle message is softly, softly, the tender touch. So this is a time to be gentle with yourself. This is a time when things are really chaotic, that your mind you're having kind of this internal battle in your mind where you have guides, but there's a block, and that if you can be gentle with yourself, if you can be kind with yourself, if you can be compassionate with yourself, and know that you have the knowledge and the wisdom, you have your higher power guiding you, and that you can always choose, you have the ability to continue to be hard on yourself, just like you have the ability to begin to be tender with yourself. And so this choice might be choosing a new beginning, as far as the way that you treat yourself, the way that you interact with yourself, choosing to be kind and loving with yourself instead of being, harsh and blaming and frustrated and upset. So Aries, that was your new moon in Aries card reading. I hope that resonated for you. I hope that you have so many good things that come to you, that blossom for you in the next 30 days as we go through this new moon to the full moon cycle. I hope that you're staying safe out there, and that you're able to find some things that you're grateful for, that you can find some things that, help to keep your spirits up, to keep your vibration up, and that help to keep the fear down, and that you trust and know that everything is going to be okay, that we're on the journey to a new place, and we're beginning a new season, and that, there's so many blessings that are coming for you. So Aries, happy new moon.